Okay, hi everyone. So this is going to be the last installment of part two, and I'm just going to review the self-evaluation and discussion section. Okay, so once you're done with part three, the evaluating the editing process, what I'm going to have you do is sort of evaluate yourself using Richard Paul and Linda Elder's text to help you complete this. And I want you to be honest and forthright and critical in evaluating yourself. Based on your understanding of your thinking and your writing, how would you categorize yourself as the uncritical person, the self-serving critical person, or fair-minded critical person? And you're going to use the like for this section, you're going to write about like 5 paragraphs again about identifying yourself in a paragraph, one of these three, and then using the criteria, or sorry, the characterizations that Paul and Elder use to identify each one, and then sort of use those points to evaluate yourself. All right, and that's what you're going to do for the self-evaluation. And then once you're done with part four, then you're going to go to part five. And for this section, I'm having you evaluate the entire process in this discussion. All right, and this is where I describe in the introduction of the prompt, where once a researcher completes their manuscript, either a book or an article, there's this process of self reflection, and what it does, it helps solidify the points that the writer made in the manuscript. So you would sort of look at your topic, or the topic of the assigned essay, right, that you got, and then what you were able to draw from it. Okay, and then there's like specific points that you're going to address, and these are the 5 points. So for this one, you're gonna write or address, before doing this assignment, what was your attitude towards writing essays, right? And then have you ever thought about writing and your relationship with it? You know, if you have or you hadn't. And just to sort of be open with you, I didn't really start thinking about how it related to the act of writing, and also the theoretical aspects of writing until I was actually in grad school, right? Or sorry, when I was like my senior year as an undergrad at UC Santa Barbara, right? And then I really started to try to understand my relationship to writing when I was in the master's program at CSUN, and then eventually when I went to UCSB for the program. Okay, so that's for point two. And then point three, after completing the first half of editing your peer's manuscript, what insights did you gain anything from the assignment? You know, so the this point is asking you is like, when you went over the assigned essay, did you notice any did you notice the writing that you also do? Meaning, like, do they write run on sentences, or do they not necessarily use punctuation effectively? And to be critical of yourself when you're answering these points, because if the act of improving writing is it takes a lot of different ways. One way is to read a lot of books, and then when you're reading books or articles or a text, you pay attention to how sentences are constructed, or sorry, how the author that you are reading constructs sentences and how they construct their paragraphs, and how do they sort of weave all the different points that they're making to be able to convey a certain type of ideas, but also what type of impression are they giving, or like the tone. Is their tone friendly? Is their tone critical? Is their tone um, trying to be forthright, or are they trying to do something else? So you need to sort of be able to judge the text or the manuscript based on what you see in the essay itself, right? So like that's that point. That's what that point number three is trying to get at. And then point number four is asking you, what did you learn by writing the reflexive portion of the essay? Meaning, did you once you were writing all this stuff, did any insights or any points of clarification about writing, or how you understand writing, or your relationship writing, is sort of brought to the fore of your mind, right? If that makes sense. And then once you're done with that, then the last point you're going to address is point five. And did this assignment make you think differently about writing? And be honest and critical. Be substantive. Substantiate claims with examples. When using examples, be sure to be strategic and use them in a specific way. A specific point, and not merely add an example just for the sake of adding something, because then that starts leading to like fractured writing and fractured reading and fractured ideas, right? So I know from my side of the podium or my side of the computer screen, I could say like this is an easy essay, but it's an essay where you're just doing this critical reflection and evaluating everything that you've done for this particular assignment, because that is what an intellectual does. You do it for all types of work, right? Like doing research and writing and even reading. All right. And this is how you become an intellectual or an academic. And I know most of you may not necessarily want to be one, but it doesn't matter what career you decide to do once you're done at, I was going to say UCSB, sorry, at Dominguez Hills, because you're going to do these reflective things while you're in your chosen field, right? So it's something that you should think about and something that you try to implement in other aspects of your life. This is just a suggestion. I'm not telling you to actually do it, but this is pretty much like what the whole excuse me, the whole assignment is about. And then, as I mentioned, I'm gonna do not assign any assignments for this weekend, so I can give you the time to be able to work on it and then submit it the following week. But then I'm also going to sort of start blending in like this week's modules with next week and the week after. So then that way we'll be caught up just before spring break happens at the end of the month. All right. And then you're going to do the last module before spring break. So you don't have to do any work or assignments. So then spring break is your time. Okay. So I hope it makes sense. And if not, please send me an email or stop by during my virtual hours or send me an email with days and times that you're available so we could have a Zoom appointment meeting. Okay. So I hope you have a good evening. And I'm going to post these videos once they're all done processing. All right. Have a good night, everyone.